And secondly, we have also secured for you security personnel who will be accompanying you wherever you are going on that vehicle. After that, you have a short stint with the media, because as I said, you have eaten into the time of another candidate because you reported to this venue late. So let's go and conclude that.
The team that has come now with a candidate, because now your candidate, Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, can we please have the candidate now join the commission for the handover, and thereafter the press briefing. Protocol and security can we prepare next aspirant if they are ready. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mr. President. Congratulations. Just jump down. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, candidate Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, we shall hand over to you the security vehicle, the driver. The details I think are here. The commission is responsible for fueling the vehicle, servicing and maintaining it, as well as paying the guard. Please, and wish you success.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, allow me to comment that I hope this car is not going to be used to intimidate me or coerce me or intimidate my supporters or coerce them in the name of security, just like other security cars and personnel have been used. I thank you, and I look forward to seeing you respect the law, just like I pledge to respect the law.
Thank you, and I hope you live by that commitment, Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi, so that we make sure that our country remains peaceful and that this electoral process benefits all of us as Ugandans and not destabilize or bring the country into chaos. So we wish you the best. This security is there to guard you, to protect you, not to inconvenience you at all, and not to intimidate you at all, because even we are going to deploy 4 guards at your home. It is your entitlement. You are an aspirant, you are a very important person in this country.
Yes.
And that's why the government is the responsibility of the Electoral Commission to ensure that our candidate is well secured, is well protected along the road, wherever he's going, and also at home. So please accept all these in very good spirit. It's not only you who have provided security. We even gave to the incumbent, we also gave him security. you get it. So please take it in good heart that this is for your own good, but we want you to cooperate with the commission. If there are any lingering issues that you think are impeding your candidature or your quest to reach the people, approach us as a commission. Because when you go and make statements to the press will not address your problem. It is the commission that is going to address your problems. So please cooperate with us, coordinate with us. If there are any issues, raise them to the commission, and we shall handle them accordingly. Because remember, we have only one country. There is no alternative Uganda where we can run to when this one is in pieces. We shall remain here to live together, to work together, and grow together. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Justice. Maybe before you go, Justice, I appreciate that you asked me to raise any concerns. And at this juncture, allow me to just read one small concern of the double standards of the Electoral Commission. and the police and all security agencies. As you noticed, yesterday, President Museveni and his supporters were safeguarded and protected by the same security organs that are coercing and beating up our people. And also to remind you, sir, that every time Uganda has been destabilized, it has been because of a bad election. I'm very sure you were around in 1980 to know what a bad election did to our country. And I hope you are aware that the people of Uganda are not going to accept any disrespect. I hope we all work for the betterment of this country. Like you said, we don't have another country. The young and the old, the powerful and the powerless. I hope we all do this for a better Uganda. Thank you, sir.
An election is a two-way traffic. The Commission cannot guarantee a secure, free and fair election without the cooperation of you, the actors. So we want you, the actors, to play your part, also play our part. But remember, peace unites all of us. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Lord Chair.
Thank you.
Mugambe amulya ayo bino amulya kyobudaliwo sinyi kaliyo where we start.
Thank you very much. Mic check.
Okay, omulabi waffe President agenda kubayogerako eri bannamawulire era yenteekateeka egenda mu maaso kati, then we shall see him off ate mukwase bannanga bali wabweru eyo babe nga bagenda naye.
Thank you very much. Fellow Ugandans here in Uganda and everywhere else in the world, I bring you revolutionary greetings wherever you are, and I thank you for the massive support that you have given to us for these past 3 years, which have been years full of challenges. I take this opportunity to also announce that what we are witnessing right now is the launch of a very critical phase in our struggle to liberate ourselves from a dictatorship which has crippled our country for almost 4 decades. A dictatorship which has strangled our economy with a massive corruption, patronage, high cost of living, a sick healthcare system, a broken down healthcare system, etc., etc. For a very long time now, we have lamented and cried about the government which works for only the few and excludes the majority. Well, today, we close the book of lamentation and open the book of acts. It is time for action, action that will put an end to the injustices, the oppression, and the impunity in our beautiful country, Uganda. Countrymen and women, I come before you not as the most qualified, not as the most experienced, but I come before you as the most committed to lead this liberation, to lead the people of Uganda out of slavery. Countrymen and women, for the last 58 years, our nation has suffered. So many problems have befallen our nation, but key among them has been dictatorships. Each one trying so much to outdo the one before it in violence, in looting, and in plunder. We have not witnessed a peaceful transfer of power from one leader to another since our country became independent in 1962. Unfortunately, friends, 15 years ago, when we had the chance to witness the first peaceful transition of power, 15 years ago, President Museveni, through greed, he denied our nation an opportunity of experiencing a peaceful transition of power from one leader to another, from one generation to another. And as if that was not evil enough, only 3 years ago, this greed caused him to act in the most shameful manner and remove the last safeguard in form of age limit from our constitution. Like Idi Amin, Museveni declared himself president for life in our country, Uganda. Well, little did he know that God will one day raise a generation that will not take that. Little did he know that God will raise unexpected people from unexpected places. So, to you, Mr. Museveni, since you have failed to control your greed and lust for power, our generation is determined to save you from yourself and stop your 35-year-old dictatorship. The liberation and socio-economic transformation of our country cannot be achieved unless we first remove the big obstacle, and that is Museveni, who has undermined all institutions of state and instead institutionalized corruption in Uganda. And of course, he has institutionalized human rights violations. Fellow Ugandans, I'm offering myself as a candidate of the highest office in this land, as a representative of the oppressed Ugandans. My background is well known to you, all of you, born hustling and born to hustling parents, raised in the ghettos of Kamosha, but fortunate enough to raise on top courtesy of my talent and hard work. It is now this background that has enabled me to understand the struggles of the common Ugandans. 35 years ago, Museveni started feeding off taxpayers' money and living in absolute abundance. Him and his cronies are completely detached from the common person, and no wonder they mock our people because they have impoverished them, battered them, and suppressed them. And that is why this election, in this election, I am representing the weak, I am representing the poor, I am representing the downtrodden, I am representing those that have been excluded from a system which works only for a few and of course sitting and stepping on the necks of the many. I am representing the overtaxed business people. I am representing the parents that have sold all their land to take their children to school, and now their children cannot find jobs. I am representing the border riders who are persecuted every day after being made to pay large sums of money. I am representing those wives and mothers that cannot afford maternal health. I am representing the business person who borrows money at high rates and cannot figure out how to pay. I'm representing the local suppliers who were kicked out of government tenders simply because they don't know anybody in government. I am representing poor Ugandans who have lost land to the powerful land grabbers, and many of them are in government. Yes, those who cannot get justice because justice under Museveni is for sale. I am representing the poor soldiers, the police officers who are so oppressed, yet they are commanded to beat and kill citizens who they are supposed to protect simply because they must appease the rich. Those rich and the mighty are the ones we are standing against. In this election, gentlemen and ladies, I am representing the hard-working people of Usoga that have been deliberately kept poor by the NRM regime. I am representing the great people of Acholi, whose land is being stolen in broad daylight by the regime and its cooperative. I am representing the people of Lango, who have been deliberately marginalized and disempowered for the past 3 decades. They have been deliberately marginalized and squeezed. I am representing the impoverished people of Karamoja who are kept under the barrel of the gun while their gold, their copper, their cobalt and iron ores are stolen away by the rich and mighty. I am representing the people of Bunyoro who live and grow cheap crops on the oil that is theirs. Yes, their oil has been kept in the dark because they are looked at as they don't have the right to know what is happening in their land. I am representing the people of Bugisu, whose past glory has been shattered by the present regime. Their cooperatives, which kept them rich and productive, were destroyed by the regime. I am representing the people of Chigezi, who work so hard to earn little. I am representing the people of Bukedi, who have been turned into beggars on their own land. I am representing the people of Uganda, whose land has been grabbed and they are left poor. They are made beggars. They are made slaves on the land of their grandfathers. I am representing all the people of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen, representing the people of Toro, the people of Rwenzori, who live in constant fear because of the brutal regime, those who are battered in 2018, whose wounds are still fresh in the mind. I represent them. I represent the youth who are very hardworking, and yet they have no way to break through the yoke of oppression. The youth that work so hard but don't have the means of production. They don't have no land, they don't have no capital, and they have limited or no opportunities. These are the people I am representing. I am representing this section, the vast majority who are oppressed, yearning for freedom. I'm representing the journalists who cannot even peacefully practice their work without being harassed and beaten by the regime. I am representing the health workers who are paid peanuts for doing incredible work. I am representing my mother, who was a nurse, who had 10 children and who died a miserable life because when she got an accident and put in Morago casualty, she had to stay there an hour in a hospital she served for more than 20 years. I am here to speak for her, even though she cannot speak no more. These are the people that I'm representing. Fellow Ugandans, I present myself to you as a servant, not as a boss. While our detailed plan of action towards our new Uganda will be presented to you through our manifesto, allow me very briefly, because we don't have time, to state just a few things that we will run based on. Most importantly, I want you the people of Uganda, to know that we are going to run a people-centered government which focuses on these areas. Our agenda, first and foremost, is freedom. We want to ensure that all Ugandans, regardless of who they are, of where they come from, are free in their country. All Ugandans must enjoy the freedom of expression, the freedom of conscience, the freedom to disagree with those in power, the freedom to assemble peacefully, and yes, the freedom to worship, and all other freedoms which have been, of course, taken away by the regime. So number one, I intend to increase the pay of the security forces. Let me say that again. I intend to increase the pay of our security forces. The pay of our soldiers, police officers, and prison officers is so miserable. It must be improved. If I become president, I will have the privilege to know what the classified budget really does. Such a huge amount of money will be used to improve the pay of our security forces so that they can live a better life. When I'm president, the lowest paid soldier or police officer will be earning 1 million shillings. Let me say it again. When I am president, the lowest earning police officer or soldier or prison officer will be earning 1 million shillings. I will improve their housing and health care. Low-ranking and middle-ranking officers must be entitled to free quality health care as the high-ranking officers. Our government will find opportunities for the spouses of the soldiers and police officers to ensure that they are each contributing to the livelihood of their families. I also intend to streamline the promotion criteria in the armed forces and, of course, in the police, which will be based on merit and not technical know-how. Never again will soldiers be forced to join the police. I say this again. Never again will soldiers be forced to be